Hi, my name is Father Sam Bass. I'm a priest of the Diocese of Austin. I've been ordained a little bit over 3 years, and I first began to hear God's call to the priesthood as a young adult. So I'm actually a convert to the Catholic faith. Shortly after college, I went through the OCIA program, and it was really through the example of priest and religious, as well as just good friends, that helped me both come into the church as well as answer God's call to the priesthood. So I went to college in Amherst, Massachusetts, and my first good friend that I made in school was a Catholic who began just to talk to me about the Gospels, talk to me about Jesus, shared books with me about the faith, and I began to ask those questions. Could God be calling me into the Catholic Church? Eventually, over the years, I made the decision to begin instruction in the OCIA program to receive the sacraments. And along the way, my friend introduced me to a couple of different religious communities. So a Benedictine community called Weston Priory in Vermont, as well as the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal based in New York City. And in both of these communities, I found examples of just true friendship and brotherhood, community life, a balance of prayer and work that was really attractive to me. So even though I hadn't grown up Catholic and didn't have that many examples of priesthood, I began to see in these religious communities a really attractive way of life. After college, I was doing some work, actually learning a little bit about gardening and small-scale farming. So I worked for about 3 years on a family farm. And during that time, as well as at this time, I was going through the OCIA program. And I began to ask myself, Lord, is this the work that you are really calling me to? So even though the work I was doing was fulfilling in many ways, there was something that was lacking. And when I began to ask that question, Lord, what is it that you would want me to do with my life? I felt kind of a stirring in my heart. And thinking back on these examples of the religious communities that I had known, the Franciscans and the Benedictines, I thought, Lord, could you possibly be calling me to consecrate my life to God? So rather than choosing the path of marriage, to choose the path of priesthood or consecrated life. And when I began to have that thought or ask that question, it was like God opened a door, that there was a sense of peace, a sense of rightness, that maybe there was something there for me. Later, when I moved back to Austin, I met a couple of priests, Father Brian and Father Jonathan, who were the vocation directors at the time. And through going on the Heart of Jesus Men's Discernment Retreat, I finally heard the call to the diocesan priesthood. I saw in the example of those priests that I had gotten to know here in the Austin area, really good men who I wanted to be like. I said, I want to love like these men. I want to be a father like these men or fathers. As well as through the example of some of the other young men who were discerning at that time and went on those retreats. I found a kind of brotherhood and true friendship in Christ with other men discerning their vocation in life. So eventually, God gave me a great peace in the sense that maybe I could follow this path to enter seminary and eventually to priesthood. There was definitely some doubts and anxieties and fears along the way, but this kind of sense of peace or rightness has never left me. I can say that if I had chosen any other path in life, I may have been happy in a certain way, but I wouldn't know the joy and the peace that I know now as a Catholic priest.